Wayne Mullin, Senator, thank you so much for joining us. So you just heard Trey Yingst reporting. Do you think President Trump should order 30,000-pound bunker-busting bombs on Iran's most advanced nuclear facility, the Fordo plant, or would you be for de-escalation?
You know, I'm for deterrence, obviously, but we need to be positioned ourselves to make sure that happens. We want to support Israel and eliminating the ability for Iran to have any type of nuclear weapon. If they're not able to complete the job, then I think we should. President Trump has been very clear about this for 10 years. It is not in Americans' interest at all for the Iranian regime to have a nuclear weapon. Remember, these are the people for 40 years that's been chanting death to America in their streets. This regime is the #1 sponsor of terror around the world. We know that. They sponsored the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. They fight proxy wars that way. For them to have a nuclear weapon would be disastrous for us and disastrous for any of our troops, which is 40,000 plus in the entire region. So we want to support Israel and let them do the job that they can. If not, then we need to be prepared to finish the job.
Senator, we're again breaking news right now. The 13th missile strike on Israel from Iran. It's happening right now in Tel Aviv. Media in Europe now reporting Iran's Ayatollah Khamenei backed into a corner. He's in a fight for survival as Israel continues to control the skies over Tehran, that he has few options left. The Israeli military says it has decimated Iran's ability to retaliate. When you see reports of that, what do you make of this, that Iran fired more than 200 rockets at Israel since Friday? It's winding down to just 20 yesterday. U.S. and Israeli officials estimate Iran started with about 2,000 missiles, but that's been degraded since the conflict began. Do you see that data? Do you agree with it?
Well, we know that Israel is in really good shape with all their defense, be it the Iron Dome or the David Sling or the Arrow missile defense. They have a pretty good strategic supply. We also are positioned that we can assist them if they need more supplies for it. And then we also are positioned in the region to also provide cover for them if they do, for some reason, run out of missile defense. Here's the thing about ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles I mean, I don't want to take it for granted, but as everything that's being shot at them, it's probably one of the easier to intercept, because when a ballistic missile goes off, based on its signature when it leaves, we know approximately where it's going and where it's going to land. Where you use drones have a very low signature. They can also be programmed to move at any given time. They're a little bit more difficult to intercept. And so I will agree with the report that you just read that the Iranian regime is in a very, very difficult situation. They've lost control of the airspace, which is difficult. The only thing they have the ability to do is lob missiles. They can't commit troops because people are talking about a ground war taking place. Remember, the last time the Iranians committed troops was in Iraq, and it was a disastrous situation when Saddam Hussein was actually in command at that point. They can't, geographically, they're not going to be able to reach Israel anyways if they did. So they just have their mouth. It is basically just talk big talk, but really there's no place for them to go. President Trump is a president of peace. He wants to negotiate. He's told them over and over again, let's negotiate. They chose not to, and now it's too late to negotiate. Now it's surrender. Now let's say, hey, you have disturbed us, you have chased us, you have taunted us long enough. It is time now for you to come to the table and actually have talk. I think it's way too early for us to even talk about regime change. I think that's up to the Iranian people, not us. We're not Hillary Clinton and trying to have this Arab Spring issue again.
Senator Wayne Mullin, thank you so much for joining us on that breaking news incoming airstrike.
Thank you, Liz.
Happening right now in Israel.